Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite decks. I have done a video kind of, in the same vein. The top 10 most annoying, hated decks that I would not like to play against. Probably shortened the title some bit, but that was generally the premise. Stuff that I really did not want to play at all. So I didn't roast any archetype and said, you're horrible if you play it. I was just, hey, I don't want to play you with this, event, alright? That was generally the video. This video, it is very much my personal opinion on what archetypes I think are the coolest. What I think is cool. So, with that out of the way, I have 10 to go through, so let's get right into it. So my number 10 is going to be Dream Mirrors. This archetype sucks. I'll be completely honest with you. I tried to make it good. I planned to make a deck profile for this channel. And then a piece that made the deck good got hit. I made a pretty good card demise build. Yeah, like this deck needed like so much advantage. But why is it my favorite? Really, the theme, the duality. Going through the mirrors, the artwork is just freaking beautiful. I'm a sucker for TCG exclusives. You will notice that through this list. I will just say that. The thing that keeps this deck lower is generally I can't play it and win. If I'm going to play it and still win, I'm playing against pretty sucky things. And there's really no way of just making this absolute, meta crushing at all. It's something I will never be able to really take to an event as is and be able to win with. So that does take it down on my list. Again, I kind of like good things. There's few things that aren't good on this list, but I do have my justifiable reasons why I still like them. But this is new. I never really got to play it in tournament because of generally how bad it is. Number 9 is going to be Plunder Patroll. Oh wow, another TCG exclusive. I wasn't lying about it. This is something I recently been testing. I really like TCG exclusives. The mechanic for this deck is also pretty unique, probably more unique than Dream Mirrors, where you can go into the extra deck. It does have a good balance. Since you're not properly summoning the cards, you won't be able to revive them and stuff. And if you do properly make the cards, you can then revive them, and oh my, if you're able to properly revive them and still have good card advantage, this deck is pretty good. I'm going to admit, Plunder Patrol's not that bad of a deck in kind of degenerate format we're in. It kind of sucks, but honestly, if the format is balanced, it becomes pretty good rogue, just with some horrible matchups due to its kind of mechanic relying on the opponent's attributes. So yeah, I still like the deck. It's very fun to play. It does have a lot of uniqueness to it. It has very powerful summons, and it can do it within under 4 summons for an Nibiru, so you don't have to get hit with it. So the deck's very interesting. That's why I like it. My number 8 is going to be Cosmos. Cosmos are just a dope concept. I think everyone's like, man, something based off Star Wars and I guess Wizard of Oz. It's a combination of those two, but mostly the Star Wars thing. That's the cool part. That's the hell yeah, that's so dope. Dark Destroyer, pretty iconic. It has the ability to be thrown in other things, because everything just wants to be blown up, and you can generally get advantage off that with the ships. So it has pretty powerful cards. You have negation, you have actually good back row. So there's a lot of varying things you can do with the build. You can really experiment with this deck, and there's a lot of things you could throw it in with to then make a deck you like even more overall. But singular Cosmos, I put it at number 8. I do like certain builds. If Barrage was still at 3, I love the Cosmo Zodiac, just being able to blow up the ships, it was so good. Or blow up the field, like that's great. So yeah, I like Cosmos. It's just fun, but Jesus Christ, they are a kind of expensive archetype to have. My number 7 is going to be Paleo Frogs. So if you have not seen, I do have a deck profile, a Marincess Paleo Frog deck profile before Toad was hit to 1. So technically I could change the list and re-upload it, be like, hey, here's a new list. Deck's kind of dead, but you know, it's something that has always generally been in the format when I've been playing. It's always something you can go to. For me, I did say it's annoying to play against. You do not want to be on the receiving side, but once you are the one playing it, I think it is really fun. There's a lot of cool stuff, you know, being able to overlay traps. It's pretty nice. Playing back row is just honestly sometimes fun for people, and Paleos is one of those back row decks that is least away from being, you know, autopilot, so like some other back row decks. Like if you want to play just the reactive back row Paleos, you know, it does take a bit of skill against certain matchups, you know, to actually play against that deck, and it offers a lot of power to it. That's the other reason why I end up liking it. Again, Toad being hit to 1 sucks ass for, you know, me liking this deck, because it's not in its heyday, but still I really like the archetype. My number 6, number 6 is going to be Altergeist. So this is kind of one of my first pickups. I started right like when Link era started, back when Pendulums randomly took over to be meta. That's why I joined into the game. So pretty much Altergeist released during Tier 0 Spiral format, and you know, I was getting whooped with like a really bad deck because I really didn't know how to play the game at this point. And you know, then I was able to pick up these Altergeist cards for like $6. Like they were super cheap, and I'm like, okay, all right. You just chuck in some back row and now we got something working for us, you know? So it is a deck that I played in the format for a long while. I have a top 32 at an ARG event with Altergeist. So that's kind of cool. It's one deck that I've done something with. That was in Tier 0. Not Tier 0 Goki. It was still like Tier 1 Goki, yeah. Goki was still dominating, though. You can argue it was Tier 0. But yeah, like, you know, it kept me sane during those formats, because if you're playing anything else, you're just getting whooped by Gokis. Like, you had to play something in the meta to go up against Goki, or you're playing Gokis, or you're sad. Yeah, like Altergeist, I played it. It was the deck that I did the most well with, even for how bad of a build it was. Still, I have to have that, you know, feeling towards Altergeist, so it has to be on the list. Number 5, it's going to be SPYRAL. You know, I had to deal with Tier 0 Spiral format, and you think, you know, that puts most people off. You look at Spirals and you're like, oh, this deck's disgusting. It was a deck that I was able to pick up when just getting rid of my like trash binder. I was like going to rebuild it, and the person's like, hey, I can throw all this stuff at you. Here's a Spiral core too. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not bad. So I ended up having a full Spiral core, and you know, it definitely was really good. It's not great anymore because Master Plan's been hit. But I played it mostly in times where it wasn't being thought about. I was big on the Orcust Spiral back when Mermaid was a thing. I do have one list back in like full power Orcust era that you can watch. Again, it's outdated, used variation stuff. But I definitely experimented with 2 times. I made a go second build. I freaking dominated with that deck. I never got to go to regional with it, which is the sad part because I felt pretty confident in whooping ass with it. But you know, I do like whooping ass, and SPYRAL can do that. Like, this deck is so impressive in, you know, being able to break boards. So definitely unique, and that makes it, you know, a deck I like. Number 4 is going to be another kind of go second deck, and that is Danger Darkworld. This deck hates me. I like it, it hates me. I do not have luck with it. I've been to, I think, 2 events with it before I'm like, okay, alright. Bigfoot getting sniped multiple times. Like, I had horrendous luck. You know, when you have 5 in hand, right? You have 1 of a danger. It's a 20% chance. How does this 20% chance happen every single game, in every single match, in every single round? Like, that shit was horrible. I set up a beautiful combo. It was a complete lock, you know. It made calamities, and then it ripped all the spells in your hand with Eradicator Epidemic Virus. And pretty much, if you got off the first few dangers, you'd be able to facilitate the combo pretty easy by the card advantage you would gain. But never happened. So I do hate this deck as much as I like this deck. I just really like, you know, the cryptids part. It's so cool. Just archetype is a bit broken though when you're looking at just the cards. Not enough that it had to go to 1. Could have probably stayed at 2. Ban list. I did like you for that. So yeah. I really like Danger Darkworld. It had nice synergies. It can do very well. But yeah, just to hit danger, so it's not that great anymore. But I still have that want and desire to play the Danger Darkworld combos. It's something that I really did experiment with combos for the first time. Number 3 is going to be the deck that I picked up after being immediately devastated by the Danger Darkworld. Oh wait, had the Guru phase where I played that for a month. Ignore that. Burning Abyss is my number 3. I have 3 profiles of Burning Abyss on this channel. It may be because one of them got a lot of views. You know? So that's another reason why, you know, you like the deck. If the deck gets you a lot of views on YouTube, you're going to have to like it. You're like, hey, this deck likes me. It likes me getting views. But, you know, it's something that I did pick up in March. I had most of the stuff for it. I just picked up some rhinos, and I'm like, alright, we got a list. We're going to figure out how to play Burning Mist. We're going to become good. I bubbled some events with it. That's pretty much how good I got. But, like, the second build, you know, you had good draw power, had good combo potential. It can hold hand traps pretty well. Set up an okay board. And if you played with Boral Sword, because that card was a bit expensive, but I did have it, so Boral Swording with a Burning Abyss is just amazing. It's great for OTKs. You can play first, kind of stall out, and then next turn, Boral Sword your opponent. Or if you're going second, you may be able to just Boral Sword your opponent. So, like, deck, honestly, really good. You can see my last list. Like, that's a Sekka build. But you can see some of the, like, kind of thoughts I had with it. You can take a bit from that, like the dumping Brotar, to when Beatrice gets destroyed, being able to have chain blocking with the Beatrice or the Brotar to get whatever you want off the activated effect. Summon Brotar, be able to get Levy in here. Stuff like that. Like, I did think of some interesting things with it. I definitely played it for a long time, and yeah, I still like this deck. My number 2 is going to be Sylvans. This deck is ass. You want to know what I played during Tier 0 SPYRAL format? I played Sylvans. Again, I was picking up archetypes for cheap that I kind of liked. because, you know, I wasn't thinking too much about the game. I never dropped over like $5 on a single card. Sylvans, you know, met that requirement. Everything's like under $2. Nice pretty rarity. And I just like the combo aspect. I'm a person who likes a bit of luck, but reasonable luck that you are most likely to win out. And with Sylvans, if you do have enough cards, yes, you're most likely to hit a Sylvan card and get the effect. But yeah, the deck does lose to normal summon. That's something I'm still very sad about. Why they gotta do me like that? But you know, I still like the deck, how it mechanically works. It can end up popping off. It can just keep on going and going and going. And that's something that's really cool. It's XYZ based. I'm super into XYZs. You'll realize with most of this list, a lot of them can pretty easily XYZ summon or something, you know? But, man, I like Sylvans. Their extra deck is so cool. Ori is such a freaking power card. If you can pull it off, like, bro, bounce so many cards. It's like, it's impressive. But my number one favorite deck is going to be Spellbooks. So everyone's a bit nostalgic to what they kind of grew up with. So pretty much, you know, everyone has their first pack of cards. I don't think everyone's like, okay, I pick up a deck, I'm now into competitive. Most people don't do that. Usually, they're a kid. They're like, hey, I want this pack. I'm going to open some of this pack and see what I get. And you get trash. But you know, you're still attached to that pack. So, Return of the Duelist was my first set I ever opened as a player. Back with me in scrub school, scrub dueling, you know. And I did have that one rival, and we always played against each other. But Spellbooks is an archetype from that set. So I do like opening that set, and Spellbook mechanic, it's kind of at the nice speed that I like. It doesn't super combo, you know, it doesn't set up a broken negate board. It does speed through things though. It was a little bit faster than other things when it did come out. Like activate, activate, activate. It doesn't really get you much, but it is a lot of things that does happen within the turn. It doesn't resolve to give you too much, and that's something that makes it not good. You really just search to search with that deck. But it's something that, you know, I like how it plays. I wish it had more cards, more tools, and I would love to play it in slow formats where it can actually do something, where a fate will end a person's turn instead of a person being, okay, that was a bait. I have 3 more baits and here's full combo. Getting the deck isn't good, but you know, it's something I'm attached to. I like all the cards, like the design of it. I'm not into reading, but for some reason I like Spellbooks. But that's today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did have to rush this video out a little bit. I was, you know, a little tight on schedule. I had to do a bunch of work for classes because I've graduated, ooh boy. Not officially, but the grades are closed. I'm a senior. All my final grades are above an F. I've graduated. Ooh boy. Yeah, no. Don't even give the pity party like, oh, you missed prom. I honestly don't care. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I wasn't going to get a date anyways. But thank you for watching. Hope you liked and enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, goodbye.